Look, let's not mess around. You can see the visuals, I can see the visuals, and I know if I delay by talking about something so standard as physics or story, I'll get internet lynched, which is a lot like a normal lynching, only more painful and enduring. So, let's talk about the visuals. Apotheon is drawn in the style of ancient Greek pottery, down to a ceramic background texture and an edge fade effect which suggests a curved surface. Developers Alien Trap pursue this style with remarkable vigour for the full 6 to 8 hour campaign. No menu, sprite, weapon or level escapes the cultural takeover. There's enough variation from zone to zone, Greek bricks swapping out for Greek vines or Greek caves adorned in Greek statuary with all the modesty of a hot day at the Highland Games, but assets recur quickly and the animation work is rather basic for my liking. Gods and humans jerk about like puppets rather than paint come alive. However, Troy Story's consistency proves ultimately more important than finesse or variety. There's more on that, but now you've had the art primer, what do the buttons do and why should you press them? Zeus, in a fit of cosmic dickery, has split heavens from the earth and left mortals without sun, crops or prey on account of us being a bit uncivilized. His wife's not happy about this and shoots mortal old you up Mount Olympus to Greek key the cars of 700 BC's more popular gods. It's an interesting fusion of platformer, brawler and light RPG. You're moving on a flat ceramic surface, so jumping seems a logical method of elevation, and that finds its way into a number of environmental puzzles. Environmental puzzles packed with demigods, satyrs, nymphs, sculptures and the damned, all of whom want your skin as a personal Trojan horse. Here enters a combat system far deeper, more considered than one might be inclined to expect. With weapon in hand, you click to swing in the direction of your cursor, trying to work around enemy shields and pointy objects. Simple enough. But rather than just wail on your targets, Apotheon provides a range of options. Firstly, there's the physics system. Momentum from sprints, falls and leaps is preserved, so well-timed jumps make firmer friends of mace and skull. This applies to you and the enemy, so spatial awareness is key to sticking your shield in the right place at the right time. Second, there is a stupid array of Greek weaponry available, from the trusty Xiphos shortsword through pitchforks and assassin's daggers. Not just with different damage models, but variant swing styles and physics. Now, it seems the ancient Greeks got their gear from IKEA, because it crumbles after 2 rounds with the enemy. This is good news, because it forces you to diversify, switching quickly from that shattered mace you liked to the far different Doru spear. On top of that, you've got your ranged weapons, gadgets and potions, the latter pair comprising bombs, turrets, health pots, repair kits, invisibility and invincibility, all constructed by a pleasantly simple crafting system which doesn't distract from the action. Of course, Alien Trap aren't all about flair, and they've put the thought into the UI to make their dizzying array of options desirable. They want you to experiment without breaking stride. Number keys switch between the 4 categories described, the scroll wheels zipping up and down between specific weapons within them. It only takes an hour or so to establish the muscle memory needed to build flow. Shield breaker out to deal with defenses, firebombs on 3, switch to the nippy Xiphos to finish the job, and bring out the bow to put down approaching wolves. It's a shame really that none of it's necessary. I strongly encourage anyone playing to do so on champion mode, because on the default warrior setting you are invincible. Not Achilles invincible, but king of gods and men invincible. All the options in the world mean nothing when you can make health pots uncounted and just flail on the spot. Also, though the devs do a top job of shaking up objectives along your walking tour of Mount Olympus, the general formula becomes distractingly apparent. Ah, you came here for this objective. Yeah, not until you waltz through 4 more. But as I waltzed past enemies uncounted, I still found Apotheon an enlightening experience. I'm familiar with Greek myths in the same way I'm familiar with jail cells. I know about them, and I know they hold a captive audience, but I've never had to sit around and study one. Apotheon is Greek myth for dummies, a comprehensive visual introduction to all that stuff Homer drones on about. I'd put it in a classroom. Mechanically, it is skewed too far in favour of the player, but as a consistent primer on the underworld, lightning bolts and a sex offender sun god, Apotheon does something new. Entertaining and educational, if not quite a classic. So the last couple of weeks we had the channel incident and I had a hilarious parasitic disease which has ruined my perfect January. But we're back on track now, and if we're very lucky, next week we'll see a review and an analyse this, which I have really been enjoying. Stay tuned.